A lot of parallels have been drawn between Richard Nixon and Donald Trump, with both of them staring down impeachment. We have talked about it here, and last week I brought up the point that Nixon didn't have people like Fox News and Breitbart and Daily Caller out there defending him every day, so the landscape is very different today than it was back then. But some things never change. And what never changed is the fact that it doesn't matter what the idiot corporate media says about these things. It comes down to the House and the Senate. See, back in the day, 1974, Richard Nixon knew for certain he was going to weather impeachment. He didn't worry about this. He was as arrogant and brash about it as Donald Trump is today. He knew that even though Democrats had a majority in the Senate, they wouldn't have the numbers to remove him from office, so what's the big deal? But just to, be on the good side, White House released a tape on August 5th, 1974, that later came to be known as the smoking gun tape, because the White House was very foolish and the Supreme Court kind of smacked them down and made them do it. On the tape, you heard Nixon talking about the cover-up of Watergate. At that point, Nixon realized, crap, I shouldn't have released that. If that sounds like anything that's happened in the last week and a half, it's because it did. That's exactly what happened with Donald Trump and his White House with the release of the so-called transcript from the Ukraine call. They thought, hey, this is going to be pretty cool. Oh no, it says all the things that I said. Oh God, no, that's bad. No. And all his aides are suddenly like, I wish we hadn't done that. Oh no, it's kind of like a smoking gun. So anyway, that tape was released by the Nixon administration on August 5th, 1974. 2 days later, a couple of Nixon's friends, 2 from the Senate, 1 from the House, came into the White House to meet with him. And Nixon asked what he asked them every day. What do the numbers say? Do the numbers say, yes, I'm okay? Or no, I'm in trouble? And for the first time, both the House and Senate representatives in there with him, they said the numbers tell you no. You're not going to survive. You finally, because of the release of this tape, you finally lost enough support to remove you from office. Then Nixon resigned. That's how that happened. That's how that played out. But for the longest time, because this inquiry went on for 8 months, folks, with Nixon. 8 months! He didn't have a care in the world. He was telling the media the things, and I know we've all seen the snippets of the headline going around social media. He was telling us it was a witch hunt. That it was completely fabricated by the opposition because they were mad that he became president and they didn't. Sound familiar again? It is. The same story is playing itself out today with a slightly different set of variables, though, and that's what's a little concerning. Current makeup of the Senate is 53 Republicans, 47 Democrats, which the 47 Democrats actually includes the 2 independents who vote with the Democrats. So 47 Democrats, 53 Republicans. In order for an impeachment trial to be successful in the Senate, you would have to not only hold on to every Democrat and independent that you have, you'd have to bring over 20 Republicans to vote to convict and remove. That seems impossible, doesn't it? And it likely is impossible. But there's still that 1% chance that you could start flipping some folk. A couple of them here, a couple of them there. Probably some Republican senators from areas that have been hurt by the trade wars. Maybe test those folks out. Because I think those are the ones you're going to be able to flip the fastest. Because all it takes is a couple. And I know you got to get to the 67 number. But you flip one and suddenly a couple others say, oh, maybe this does have a shot. Maybe it's not as politically damaging as I think. I'm going to flip too. Oh crap, they're both flipping? You know what? I am too. And so on and so forth, like ripples through a pond. More and more will stand up, but you got to get that ever elusive first one. It is not impossible. It's improbable, but it's not impossible. As it stands right now today, I don't think impeachment or, removal from office, conviction, is going to happen in the Senate. But I do see that pathway where it could. And if Democrats in the Senate are smart, they're going to start laying the framework on that pathway. The polls are in their favor. Use them. Those are tools. Those are weapons for you. Use them the way you need to. And suddenly this path that we've got a 1% chance of going down, suddenly it's going to become the only way we can go. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.